All right, welcome back to the Gym Radio. We are live, and it's time for our next guest. She's waiting patiently. Let's get her right on here. Let's welcome to the show. And she truly is the one and only, the Miss Loretta Swit. Loretta, how you doing this evening?
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello. How are you? Can you hear me now?
I'm terrific. Thank you. I'm sorry I miscalculated some of the time. I just finished a fundraiser for, what I do, which is for animals. I'm an activist, and we just raised a lot of money for one of my charities. So I'm very happy to talk to you. Very happy.
It's like when we get to do these interviews with people like yourself, and of course we know you from being Hot Lips and MASH and everything, but we don't know like the whole other side of you, where you're doing like what you're doing now, the charity work and the book you have out now. Like you learn a whole new side of it.
Well, it's not new, but it's a whole different side that people, I think, might be interested in.
Absolutely. Now, you have this book that came out earlier this year that's out now. And it's called Switheart.
Yes.
Now, where did that name come from?
Say again?
The name Switheart. Where did that come from?
Actually, I wish I could take credit for it because I think it's very clever. A friend of mine owned a beautiful boutique in Beverly Hills, Fred Heyman. It was called Giorgio's. And I would frequent the boutique just really more than anything to visit Fred. And whenever I'd walk through the door, he'd say, "There's my Switheart." And I thought, how lovely. What a lovely play on words. And I remembered it. And so I thought, what a thing to use as a logo, Switheart.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah,
it's a great one. So now the new book is actually, it's all these paintings you've done of animals, which, like, I didn't know. Like, how long have you been painting for? How long have you been an artist?
Since I'm 6 years old, and there's no reason you should know that because you probably weren't even born yet. But anyway, I've been painting for a long time, and again, it's not something necessarily that even a fan would know about because they're looking at my work as an actor,
Sure.
But yes, I mean, when I was 6, it was doodling and sketching and so forth. But I never stopped, and I went into watercolor, and that's what the book is really kind of about, my watercolors. There are about 65 watercolors in the book, and little stories about each painting and so forth. I'm very proud of the book, actually. I'm very, very pleased with the quality and the response. Wow.
Now, how long had you been working on this?
Actually, we did the book less than a year. My publisher, Mies, and I agreed on all the selections. We had very few arguments about what to select. I mean, we really felt the same about the paintings that we selected for the book. And then I wrote all the little articles with each painting, which he liked. And it was, I would say, like 8-9 months.
Oh, wow. So if you're doing this book, like, how often do you paint? I mean, is this something like you do? It sounds like you do a lot of painting now.
I'm sorry, again, what?
It sounds like you do a lot of painting. Like, even if you were not doing this book, I mean, there's a lot of artwork. It sounds like you're constantly doing.
Oh, yes. I enjoy it. I love it. And I find that if I'm doing a lot of theater, I have the daytime to explore all of this. And in the book, you'll see I've written that I was doing Love, Loss, and What I Wore. And I had this beautiful location and this ideal situation with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Windsor in Canada. And I had this beautiful light, and I did I thought, one of my best paintings during the run of that show. So when I talk about it, I tie that in. I was doing that play in that environment, and it inspired me to do those two paintings. So that's ostensibly what the book is about, all tying all the arts together, really.
Nice. Now, I'll say, too, I saw there was like a lot of pictures with you with all these different animals. Were these
right? That was from
that was
from the series, Those Incredible Animals, which was divine. I had all of this hands-on activity with all those wonderful animals. I'm at my happiest at that point, when I'm with all these wonderful animals.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the one picture, especially of you with the elephant, where the elephant's holding you in its trunk.
Yeah.
Now, were those animals, like those particular animals, were they the ones that inspired these pictures that you painted?
No, I did very few. I'm trying to think. There are a couple of wild animals. It's hard to determine what inspires each painting. Today I was with someone who showed me a picture of a rescue that she did, and I was very taken with that animal, and I sent myself a picture of it for down the line. I'll probably do a painting. It's you look at something and you get an inspiration to do it. I have a cat, my Anubis. He's a black and white tuxedo, and he doesn't have a bad angle. Every time I look at him, he's a painting. So I do a lot of paintings of Newbie, we call him. You never know. You turn around and you're inspired by something, and it becomes a painting. It's hard to explain.
Right. The one painting too, you did of the cast of MASH. I was like, wow, like
that was not mine. No, in the book.
Oh no,
that Bernie Fuchs. The reason it's in the book is because it was an artwork, and it fit into the theme of the book. And I also, if I'm doing anything, I would be lax in not including my family, friends in MASH, and it gave me an opportunity to talk about how much I love them.
Oh wow, okay, yeah, because it fit right in with the book, and I would have thought you did it.
No, and it was an oil. Well, what you saw was a lithograph, but the original painting was an oil painting.
Oh wow, okay.
I only work in watercolor.
Gotcha. So now, with the whole world of MASH, it was such an iconic show. It's funny because I was thinking about it earlier today. I was like, I think that last episode of MASH was the first show that I actually, like, TV show I watched that I cried to.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. It was an amazing show, no question. The values, the production values, we had such great people in charge, everything honest and true, and keeping the characters honest. And I think people respond to that. The audience certainly responded to it.
Yeah, it really did. That whole last episode, I just remember, like, the hype being so much, and I was wondering, like, did you think, like, because that was, I don't know if there was, like, for a TV show to have that much hype around it at that time, that made it, like, the build-up was so special, and it truly added to the legend of the show.
Yes, I agree.
Did you think it was time for the show to end at that point?
Well, who knows about timing. We all agreed to end because we thought we had run the gamut. So you don't want to start repeating yourself.
That's true. But yeah, the funny thing is, because my one co-host, he's a huge fan of the show, and he was saying, he goes, the funny thing is, the show ended in 1983, but it still runs probably in syndication every day since.
But actually, it's never been off the air. It went into syndication in year 3, so it's actually been on the air for longer than the original show.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm. It is wild.
Do you actually still go back and watch it from time to time when you see it on?
I don't enlist that, but when I run by, if I'm surfing and I come across it, it will seduce me. It's just such a damn good show.
Now, one thing too, I was wondering about that was being, you were like a very strong female character, a doctor in the military. Did you ever have females come to you over the years saying that you were an influence in them either becoming a doctor or joining the military?
Mostly women who have become nurses because of the role model they felt Houlihan portrayed.
That's awesome.
Yes, it has been very rewarding if she inspired that kind of ambition.
Who would have thought, right? A character named Hot Lips would have been such an influence.
Well, that was not her name, actually. Her name was Margaret Houlihan, and she was a major. And that's inspiring than a nickname that only portrayed her as one part of her anatomy. And I think that also was made really clear in the series.
Yep, absolutely. So now, with going back to the book is available now, and where is the best?
Yes, I'm on the website. If somebody is interested and wants to buy it, if they could buy it from the website over Amazon, which keeps 55% of the proceeds. My proceeds go directly into it's called Switheart Animal Alliance Foundation. So the proceeds go into that, and they get filtered out to other needy organizations that care for animals.
Yeah, so definitely.
And the website is www.switheart.com. One word, capital SWIT, capital HEART.com, and you can find out a lot about the Alliance, and you can buy the book at the same time.
Yeah, so please, everybody, go to the website, switheart.com, and buy the book there. This way the proceeds go to the proper place where they should go.
And you'll be helping a lot of animals.
That's a beautiful thing. Loretta, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day. I know you're busy at dinner and all.
Thank you.
And good luck with
Great
everything.
to chat with you.
You too. I hope we get to do it again.
Thank you. God bless. Good night.
You too. Take care. All right, there she goes. Loretta Swit, who I just pissed off.
It was so innocent. You were just like Hot Lips. I mean, that's how they fucking referred to her on the cover of TV Guide. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and she got mad.
It wasn't me, right? She did get mad at me, right?
No, and I don't think she understood what you were saying. Like, you were trying to say she went from someone being called Hot Lips to being an inspiration. Like, you were saying a positive there,
right.
But all she heard was Hot Lips, and that was it, man. Fucking depends in a bunch.
Wow.
That's fucked up.
That's all right.
But,
you know what? I'm gonna give her the benefit
You
of
can
the
hear
doubt.
it in
too,
your
like,
voice. You were defeated.
Yeah, I was. Honestly, I was defeated when I called her because she was out at dinner, and you heard all the commotion around her, and she couldn't even hear me. She had to like leave the place and go outside. And she's like, "Oh, the interview. That's right." She's like, "I messed up the times." So I was just like,
Oh,
"Oh."
man.
And she couldn't hear me, and she's like outside the place. She's like, "No, I can excuse myself for a few minutes." And I was like, "Okay."
Right, okay, so it wasn't me. Every once in a while, there was like a random person screaming obscenities in the background.
He heard like all types of chatter and stuff. Yeah, I want a do-over on that one. I definitely want a do-over on that one.